Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our weather window. And boys, we look out from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera back down at the Wenatchee Valley. This is what spring means, a 0% chance of rain today. And look what we're seeing there on our video, some shower activity up around Omi Gardens and in the foothills around parts of Wenatchee. And you can see that that's not the only spot. We've been seeing that in places around north central Washington. We're going to stay cool this week, but look at this weekend. We are talking low 60s on Saturday, and for Easter Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the low to maybe even mid 60s. And we'll have much more weather for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. After a 7-month investigation, Chelan County's chief prosecutor has determined police officers acted in good faith and will not be criminally charged in the shooting death of Alexander James White. Governor Jay Inslee stopped by Moses Lake late last week. While there, he caught up with innovators of sustainable transportation efforts in aviation and battery manufacturing. And work started today on Wenatchee's newest major roundabout at Highway 2 in Sunnyslope. And in Grant County, another major intersection is also getting the traffic circle treatment. But first, our top story tonight, the man accused of pointing a gun at his Chumstick Highway neighbor and barricading himself in his trailer home was charged Friday with second-degree assault and obstructing police. 47-year-old Abel D. Wilkes has no prior felony history, but he remains jailed on $250,000 bond. Wilkes was arrested Wednesday after a roughly 18-hour standoff with the East Cascade SWAT team, Chelan County Sheriff's detectives. They say Wilkes pointed a rifle at a neighbor who'd asked him to stop target shooting outside his home. When the SWAT team arrived, he allegedly refused to come out of his residence. One member of the technical team discharged a firearm toward Wilkes during that standoff, but no one was injured. That use of force is currently under investigation. Wilkes' arraignment is scheduled for April 12th in Chelan County Superior Court. After a 7-month investigation, Chelan County's chief prosecutor has determined police officers acted in good faith and will not be criminally charged in the shooting death of Alexander James White. The 36-year-old East Wenatchee man was shot by Wenatchee police on the morning of last year's Apple Blossom Grand Parade after he fired several shots of his own into the door of Living Hope Community Church, then allegedly fired once at responding officers. A subsequent investigation found White was hit 3 times as 3 police officers fired 21 rounds. One officer was slightly injured by a ricocheting bullet fragment. White was suffering an apparent mental health crisis at the time. In his finding, prosecutor Robert Sealby wrote that the 3 officers acted to defend themselves and the public. White's death was one of 2 fatal police shootings in Wenatchee last year. Governor Jay Inslee stopped by Moses Lake last week. While there, he caught up with innovators of sustainable transportation efforts in aviation and electric battery manufacturing. He visited the Grant County International Airport, where the largest hydrogen-powered airplane took flight in early March. Inslee also had a roundtable discussion with several large-scale battery manufacturers who spoke of their need for skilled workers. Inslee is in support of House Bill 1176, which aims to develop opportunities for climate-related service and work opportunities. Well, speaking of work started today on Wenatchee's newest major roundabout at Highway 2 and Sunnyslope. But in Grant County, another major intersection is also getting the traffic circle treatment. White Trail Road has long been a cutoff for motorists bypassing Quincy between Highway 28 and 281. Now roundabout work has begun to make that detour easier, and White Trail will remain closed at Highway 28 west of Quincy while the lanes are widened in preparation for revised traffic. The full project is expected to take about 2.5 months from start to finish. The State Department of Transportation estimates that the cost at about $2.8 million. Well, when we come back, Wenatchee Valley College will begin offering a new machine operator certificate with the help of the Alcoa Foundation. Today marks the end of facial masking requirements in hospitals, clinics, and other healthcare settings in Washington. And about 100 people turned out Friday in Wenatchee for Trans Day of Visibility, an annual nationwide rally to support the rights of transgender citizens. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. They have what it takes to make boating fun and hassle-free for the season. Speaking of hassle-free, now's the time to get your boat ready for summer. Remember that starter that wouldn't start or trailer lights that didn't work? Don't be left on shore. Call Bob File's service department today and get ready for summer fun.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back. In another news, Wenatchee Valley College will begin offering a new machine operator certificate with the help of the Alcoa Foundation. The 10-credit certificate will cover skills including machine tool operations and precision measurement, and students will learn about hazardous material awareness and safety procedures in industrial facilities. There will also be an opportunity to earn first aid, CPR, forklift, OSHA 10, hazmat, and flagger certificates. The Alcoa Foundation helped develop the certificate by providing $20,000 in grant funding, which will be used for training instructors, teaching certificate courses. Wenatchee Valley College will begin offering the certificate this spring. Well, today marks the end of facial masking requirements in hospitals, clinics, and other healthcare settings in Washington. The State Department of Health has lifted the statewide order that required protective masks for everyone in medical facilities amid the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Confluence Health said Friday it will still maintain a masking policy for its own employees, doctors, nurses, and anyone working in clinical areas where they interface with the public. The policy also applies to common hallways on Confluence campuses, including Central Washington Hospital. Visitors will not be required to don a mask before entering Confluence facilities, but it will be recommended in order to protect the most vulnerable patients. Well, about 100 people turned out Friday in Wenatchee for Trans Day of Visibility, an annual nationwide rally to support the rights of transgender citizens. The event in Memorial Park featured colorful banners, speeches, and many honks of support from passing motorists. Lincoln Neer, the president of Wenatchee Pride, shared this with the crowd.
There are so many trans people who do not have their family support, who don't have support in school, and can't find acceptance in a place of worship. They need to have safe spaces to go. They need to have a community that they can count on. They need to have someone who will stand up and say something when they're being singled out, put in danger, misgendered, bullied, ostracized, targeted. That I will be that someone. We can be those people.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, April is Autism Awareness Month, and we will chat with Erica Moshe of the Brave Warrior Project. And cool, dry weather will stay with us through Wednesday, and then things get wet Thursday and Friday. I'll have all the details in your complete local forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just look time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
At Prestige Senior Living, we celebrate life at every age. From our cognitive and fall reduction programs to our focus on life enrichment and wellness, we help our residents maintain independence while nurturing mind, body, and spirit. Residents also enjoy a wide variety of amenities and services, including restaurant quality dining, housekeeping, a full calendar of events, and so much more. To learn more or to schedule a tour, visit us at prestigecare.com or call the number on your screen. We can't wait to show you around.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. For 6 years, the Brave Warrior Project in Wenatchee has been reaching out to help children with special needs and chronic illness, as well as their families. Their work hasn't gone unnoticed this year, as its founder, Erica Moshe, will be the first Grand Marshal ever appointed to lead the Apple Blossom Festival Youth Parade. In tonight's feature story, Erica spoke with NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz about her own family's struggle that led her to become a helper for her community.
One of the things that really drove me to start the Brave Warrior Project as a parent of a child that is severely impacted by his autism diagnosis, there was just very little support. I want to say when I started the Brave Warrior Project, there was an organization called Parent to Parent, which is now under our umbrella. But that was really the only support that I could find when Andrew, my son, was diagnosed with autism. And it was isolating and lonely and scary. And so we really focus on like the family as a whole, not just the participant that's impacted by a diagnosis, but the parents, the siblings. We really try to support the family as a whole.
Autism now affects 1 in 44 children. We're trending in the wrong direction there, Erica. How do you attribute to that? What's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the million-dollar question. You know, why? The numbers are startling. We have meetings with different school employees, and just talking to them about the numbers that they're seeing is startling. It's extremely startling, and the level of impact from that autism diagnosis is startling as well. We definitely work really hard to help Andrew and believe in Andrew and work to his strengths. You know, I think the sky is the limit for any child, especially if they have the right interventions and they have the support. I believe that just because you have a diagnosis doesn't mean that you're going to be capped at that level. And I've seen that with the Brave Warrior Project, and not just autism diagnosis, but other diagnoses where individual participants have started in our programs, and they start at one level, and then, you know, they're speaking. We've had participants or parents of participants tell us that they actually said our Brave Warrior Project name for the first time verbally. And so I believe that the sky's the limit.
And I would also like to add that all of us with a special need child knows how important the Brave Warrior Project is. And we also know that Erica is a rock star. So congratulations on being named the Grand Marshal. All right, weather. It was crazy today. We had a little bit of everything. Notice the shower activity running right along the Columbia River. This was about 3 o'clock this afternoon when that little cloud moved through and dropped some light rain showers, some snowflakes, even some of that grapple, that very spongy looking hail. That came down in places today as we look down from our Sky-Fi tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Kept us cool today too, 51 for our high temperature. That's 7 degrees below where we should be. Our normal right now is 58 degrees, 73 our record. Doesn't that sound good? That was set back in 2000. We tied a record low this morning at 27 degrees. The old record set back in 1975. So we're going to join 1975 for that. 38 is where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise 6:36 and the sun sets tonight at 7:33. All right, let's take a look at what we can expect as we get into Tuesday. And not much precipitation in our forecast for at least the first few days of this week. We'll stay in the low 50s in the Columbia Basin tomorrow, 52s for Quincy and Ephrata. 53 degrees for you folks in Moses Lake, and then 51 from Ellensburg up into Wenatchee, all the way up Highway 97. Omak just a touch warmer at 52, and then we're looking at middle to upper 40s in our higher elevation locations. Taking a look at tonight now, we expect mostly clear skies, big area of high pressure out in the Pacific, and that's dragging that cooler air into Washington State. We're going to call it chilly tonight with lows right around that 30-degree mark. For Tuesday, high pressure in control. We're going to see lots of sunshine Tuesday and once again into Wednesday. It is going to stay cool though. We're talking low 50s for high temperatures on Tuesday. More sunshine as we get into the middle of the week on Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies, but you can see a big trough of low pressure is getting set to move in. Western Washington will begin to see some rain showers tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon. We'll see highs once again in our viewing area, generally in the low to mid 50s. And then for Thursday, here comes that area of low pressure. It's going to bring clouds into Washington State and a good chance for at least afternoon and especially evening rain. Boy, evening, we're all going to be inundated with rain showers. High temperature Thursday near 50 degrees. Ending our work week, that red, and that means wind. And we are one of those locations for Friday. Breezy conditions, a 50% chance for rain. Highs, though, warming up into those mid 50s. And as we get into the weekend, no complaints at all. Big ridge of high pressure up and over the entire western U.S. Partly cloudy and warmer Saturday. Talking high temperatures around that 60-degree mark. Notice the yellow colors. That all indicate 60s, and we're going to see that scattered all over the west for our Easter weekend. For Easter Sunday then, just couldn't be better. Partly cloudy skies, hardly any wind out there on Sunday with high temperatures, that's right, in the low to maybe even mid-60s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast tonight. We will drop down to 30 degrees, sunny, and we're going to stay cool over the next 3 days or so. Low to mid-50s for Tuesday, Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies. Evening rain showers likely as we get into Thursday night. And then once again, kind of an unstable day on Friday. 56 with a 50% chance of rain. And then look at this weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies and warmer. 61 your high on Saturday and 62 on Sunday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. The Wenatchee Wild took one of two games in Cranbrook over the weekend in their BCHL first-round playoff series. Cranbrook took game one Friday 3-1 as Parker Murray was the only Wenatchee player to find the back of the net. All the scoring came in the second period. Cranbrook scored first before Murray tied it. The Bucks would score just over a minute later and add a third for the win. Saturday, different story though, as Cade Littler scored the first of his 2 goals 4 minutes into the contest. Andy Vlaha, meanwhile, was solid in net with a 5-0 shutout victory to even the series at 1-1. Austin Drade had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Number 5 in the 5-on-5. Sends it out to the right point. McCloskey gives it a ride. Wrist shot. That one turned aside by Airy. Looking for it in front. Scramble for the rebound. Wild pop it into the top corner. They score. A brief scramble in front of the net. And the Wild toss it in with Cade Littler. Far corner, cleared out to the half wall. Foe got it as far as the blue line, nothing more. Jones in front, they score! Garrett Sidlowski right on the doorstep. Right point for Hayduk, across for Marshall. Zaps one toward the net, that one blocked, second chance, they score! Wenatchee gets another look at this one. Marshall's first shot did not get through. Micah Berger's second shot does, and it's 3-0 Wenatchee. Swooping left circle, it's Littler, wants to walk it front, tuck it in, and does it get through? Yes, sir! The red light goes on. It is in the back of the net, and the Wild score on the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning power play. McCloskey trying to send it out for Wenatchee. Can they get it over the blue line? They can. Can Murray win the foot race? He does. Murray trying to stay loose. Empty netter. He scores. Bentham trying to work it down the wall. Bucks trying to set up one more chance here. Left point for Sucro. Sends that one on. Missed that one high. Down to 3. Down to 2. It's a shutout for Andy Vlaha in Game 2 of the Interior Conference quarterfinal here at Western Financial Place.
Series now shifts to the Town Toyota Center for games 3 and 4 tomorrow and Wednesday at 6:05. Game 5 will be back in Cranbrook on Friday. Get tickets to the home playoff games at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. Dan will have a preview of the home series with Austin Drade tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, the Seattle Kraken lost a hard-fought battle in NHL play to the LA Kings Saturday at Climate Pledge Arena. After a scoreless first period, the Kings would crack the ice in the second, add 2 more in the third to win it 3-1. Oliver Bjorkstrand, the only Kraken player to make a tally in the contest.
Susie took a crack at it. I follow for Sean Dursey. Here he comes. He'll move it in. Beniers, Dursey furthers the puck for Fiala. I follow. Good stick. McCann, they score! Sean Dursey was unmarked on the far side. Knocked down by Dunn out in front of lead. Pass, a breakaway. Heli Tovenen's in. Stopped by Copley. Brandon Tanev in his 400th NHL game, broken up by Grunstrom. He scores! Carl Grunstrom pickpockets Brandon Tanev and gets a huge goal for LA. Tovenen converts it, takes it in, lays it back for Schultz. Sprung a one-timer off the pipe. Gavrikov can't get it. They score! It's Oliver Bjorkstrand in the right place at the right time. McCann out of the corner. Under a minute left. Here's Dunn. He'll look it over. Defer out. McCann, a shot blocked by Lazat. Free to the wall. Iafallo. Fiala. Bullseye. We'll flip it out to center. A grinding game won by the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah, Seattle remains just 1 point in front of Winnipeg for the top wildcard playoff spot in Western Conference. Coach Dave Haxtell says he likes what he sees from his team. It's just the puck isn't always bouncing their way.
Well, it was a tight hockey game all the way through the 60 minutes, and that's a style and the type of game that you would expect tonight. Our compete level was good. Our detail was pretty good without the puck. You know, they were able to, you know, to strike first. You know, there's a bounce of a puck on that play, but you know, you always look at what you can do a little bit better, and we can close a little bit quicker, and we can be in a little bit better spots. But you know, that first goal of the game ends up being an important one. But we stayed with it. We didn't get outside of ourselves. You know, and had a better push in the third period, which is what we needed.
Seattle's back on the ice tonight against Arizona at 7 o'clock. That's on Root Sports Northwest. Well, the Mariners are off to a 1-3 start in Major League Baseball season after dropping 3 straight over the weekend to Cleveland. Seattle dropped a heartbreaker in 10 innings to wind up the series yesterday. 6-5 the final. Julio Rodriguez led the game off with a home run. Cal Raleigh delivered a big 2-run double, but manager Scott Service says it's the late inning recipe that's not working so far in the early going this season.
Did some good things offensively, you know, really battled and competed very well all day. I know Marco made a couple mistakes. Certainly he'd like to get the pitch back. He threw Zanino there early in the game to give up the 3-run homer. But he hung in there, gave us a chance. I thought our bullpen after that threw the ball really well. Some good things there, and offensively we did some positive things also. But you know, we play in a lot of close games, and the reason we've been on the successful side and winning a lot of those is because we play clean at the end of the game. And you know, last night we made a couple mistakes, a couple pitches cost us today. Obviously, you know, I thought we were going to wiggle out of the 10th inning. I thought Gabe Spire did an awesome job. You know, got the ground ball. We just didn't, you know, finish the play and execute like we normally do. So, you know, we've got to clean that up. That's how we have put together successful runs here, is just grinding through and making plays and really leaning on each other. And you know, we haven't done that here the first series, you know, of the season so far. So again, we have a lot of baseball to go. We have a really good team. We do. We're not playing as good as we can right now, but we will.
Marco Gonzalez worked 5 innings for a no decision. Seattle welcomes the LA Angels in the first of 3 games tonight. George Kirby on the mound against Reed Detmers. Well, the LSU Tigers won the NCAA Women's College Basketball title Sunday with a 102-85 win over Iowa. Jasmine Carson led 5 players in double figures for LSU with 22 points. Tigers made a 4-time tournament winner of Coach Kim Mulkey in only her 2nd season leading the team. Caitlin Clark had a game-high 31 points, but Iowa couldn't overcome foul trouble. LSU shooting 71% from beyond the arc was a big difference as well. It's San Diego State and UConn for the NCAA Men's College Basketball Championship tonight. Aztecs advanced with a 72-71 win over Florida Atlantic on Lamont Butler's buzzer beater. The Huskies built the 13-point halftime lead and cruised to a 72-59 win over Miami. UConn San Diego tonight on CBS at NRG Stadium in Houston. Lots more sports on our website, NCWLIFE.com. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. On a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Austin Drade, the broadcasting voice of the Wild, has been on this program many, many times. He'll be here live tomorrow morning with a recap of what turned out to be a pretty good weekend. Up there in Cranbrook, we know they're going to play at least 5 games. Now we'll preview the Tuesday night and Wednesday night Wenatchee Wild hockey playoff matchups with Cranbrook when Austin joins me live in the studio tomorrow morning, and we'll have everything else you need to get your Tuesday going. It is spring break for all the local schools except us. Grant, back to you.
That's right, Dan. Thank you very much, and happy spring break, everyone. And that'll do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
I'm Jenny Rojanowski, host of Network TV, and I'm looking for you, our next guest, to come on air live at the NCWLIFE studios. We would love to feature your business, organization, or nonprofit and share about the work or innovation happening inside of your organization. It's super easy to come on air. You just need to send us an email. info@ncwtech.org. That's info@ncwtech.org.